like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all, I'm back with some new content. This video features Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr. Guys, please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share this video. All right, let's get into this video, guys.
Because of other things, as far as like how intimate can you really be with, you know, multiple people at once. And it really makes me think like, yo, you can have a slew of soulmates and be polygamous, and it can seem cool. But that doesn't mean that you vibrating at your highest or you've attained your highest level. It doesn't mean that. Just because you're polygamous, just because you got all these women, or just if you're a woman and you're powerful and you got all these men, right? Polyamorous, that doesn't mean that you're in your best self. That doesn't mean that you're awesome and you're the shit, because at any point in time, you'll notice that there's like this robotic drone mentality in polygamous relationships. Like, who here has noticed that in polygamous relationships, there's like almost this neutral, empty vessel type of vibe to the women, and it's like really robotic, and like there's just things that they have to do. It's weird. It comes almost like a government. Who's noticed that in like polygamous relationships? I just find it interesting. And then there's polygamous relationships created from the situation where people are, you know, just want to put their money together and do things for economics, but that's kingdom building. Especially when you don't take care of your responsibilities, yeah. You know, that's really deep. So being in a polygamous relationship, to me, is very interesting, because I don't feel like that you could necessarily be in a polygamous relationship with like hella twin flames. I mean, and I don't see why, you know, you shouldn't have, you couldn't, or I'm not going to limit the fact that it's impossible to have multiple twin flames or something, but when you understand how it really works, bro, nobody has to move or act in any other special type of way other than themselves for it to be real love. And if you find people who have to adapt what they do and what they say to fit into a community or something like that, even a polygamous relationship, be careful, because somebody there probably ain't loving themselves, because they ain't being themselves, unless that is who they are. But it can look good and it can be cool, and you can get through your whole life with a soulmate, all right? It does not mean that you reached your highest heights. It does not mean that you tapped into the best version of you, okay? And I think it's funny, if you think about kings and emperors and stuff, they don't have multiple queens, nigga. They got one queen and then concubines for whatever other reasons they feel like they need to do that. Because you see what I'm saying? Like, no, like, so see, Zoka was what's known as a soulmate, okay? Zoka was known as what's known as a soulmate. She was somebody who I was supposed to meet. We were supposed to do great things together. We helped each other out a lot, and we was in our purpose a lot together. A lot of things that me and her talked about, it was soulmate stuff, but that's not my person at the end of the day. You see, it's not my twin flame. That is actually also, it wasn't necessarily a trauma bond either, because we were vibrating out of an even lower space. You know, we actually did do a lot of work to get to where we were spiritually and within ourselves, to separate on a certain level. So that was a soulmate. A trauma bond was, you know, any relationship for real, where I felt like, number one, I didn't want to be there. I felt like I had to be in it. I felt like I had to be in the relationship. Like, no, that's a trauma bond. And, you know, you feel like you have to be there, and they don't understand you. They don't see you. It's just like, it's different, you know. And it's not like what you may experience with the twin flame, where you might feel like you're not wanted or unseen, but that can be coming from another thing. That can be coming from another place. When you're talking about a trauma bond, though, it's like, bro, you wasn't even at that place at all.
Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr., I really wish that you would actually stop talking about relationships. The world has watched you have 3, failed relationships back to back throughout the last 6 years.
It's like, bro, you wasn't even at that place at all yet. And if it's a soulmate, then you could just be like in your average space. You might not be in your traumas. You might not be completely traumatized, but you're not completely in your self-love either. And so you might find yourself dating or going from relationship to relationship to relationship. Serial monogamous. You could be with hella soulmates. It might not always be trauma bonds, but there's still a certain level of love you want to create. And a lot of polygamous men are going to be cool with just being polygamous because the world's different, man. And I don't know if just because you have a twin flame, you're destined and you must be with them. Like, I'm pretty sure people go throughout their life, never meeting their twin flame. A karmic. Yeah, it is called a karmic. Without ever meeting that person, or they can die, like disappear, or like they can lose their person. All kind of things can happen, I'm sure, to where a person won't be with their twin flame at the end of the day. Oh, I'd love to hear all 7 types of love. You want to come up and talk about it? I'd love to hear it. Because I'm talking about like from my experience, and then also what I know about twin flames, trauma bonds. And trust me, I've gone deep into these topics because of, my public relationships. Everybody always got something to say about my relationships, to where I had to personally clarify to myself, what is a trauma bond? What is a twin flame? What is a karmic? What is a soulmate? You see what I'm saying? I had to go through that. And I've seen all the differences. And there's a reason why I call my twin flame my twin flame. There's a reason why it may kind of seem like I pursue him, but at the end of the day, it's like I can let her go because I know that I need to get back to working out. I need to.
Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr., you're not okay with letting Velvet go. You're showing us that you're not okay with letting her go by coming on live every day or every other day, ranting and rambling on for hours about Velvet and twin flames. It's not going to work, Solar. She's not coming back.
I need to get back to working out. I need to get back to doing my daily rituals and routines for my own wellness. That's all that is. Falling off of that to any extent, to any degree, is the only way that I've lost my twin flame. There's nothing that actually really happened. It's so funny when I look at it. It's literally like super mysterious because I feel like, bro, I didn't even do shit. Like, how did this end? How did I fuck this up? And it's not that you had to do anything to them.
Well, according to Velvet, it was the fact that you could not feed her and she was starving, and also that you played video games too much and you smoked too much. Those are the reasons she gave as to why she broke up with you.
You had to do anything to them. Because I trigger her, but we get through the triggers. Because it's my twin. And you get triggered a lot by your twin, right? But you grow through it, and we can connect, and we can keep that connection, grow through it, and it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. It's not voids. It's not hiding. It's not suppressing. It's none of those things. It's exposing more and more and more together about each other, and I love that dynamic so much. Very, very awesome. Very powerful. Keeping each other in their power. That's definitely Empress and Emperor energy. However, the reason why I lost my one twin flame in that relationship, why she left, which, she'll leave and come back and leave and come back, and it can go both ways, but, until you're able to attain that high level of self-love and keep it and maintain it, that's how you maintain a twin flame. You got to maintain yourself. So this is why I tell people you should definitely get into astrology. You should definitely get into learning yourself and knowing yourself in a number of ways, in any way that you can find, not just for yourself, not just for your self-love, but that self-love, it allows you to be the best and give the best love, and that is for your twin. To be the best and have the best and give the best of you is something you should want to do for yourself. But if you don't even want to do that for your partner, that's not your person. If you don't even want to heal and become better, it's not your person. You see what I'm saying? I was with my twin in real life, and she really be doing things she can to do better and to grow. It's just the dynamic of how the traumas are when they kick in with her or me, is that it leads to a form of separation really, really fast. And that's connected to traumas in the past. So what separates us is when we're not vibrating at our highest self. And being with other partners where I've been vibrating extremely high, it's like, no, it just still don't work. It's like, no. It's like, no. It's like that. It's like it feel empty. You know what I mean? It just feel empty. I feel so desired and wanted, but at the same time, it feels empty. And, you know, then I look back at it and I'm like, how did I get into this and why am I still here? Oh, I attracted this when I was in my lows. You see what I'm saying? And then when I leveled up out of that, and I really leveled up, like literally going hard with all my spiritual practices. I slept at the beach on a full moon in the middle of like at 4 a.m. just cause, like on a dragon blanket and like talking to the moon and just doing what I could, bro. And it was literally like one day after that, I met my twin. And I realized this was my twin. This was my person. And the funny thing is, she was doing the same thing I was doing. She had just reached an extremely high level of self-love to where we're both saying, I don't want to be with nobody. I don't even want a partner. I really don't even need a partner. I got me. I love myself. And we both was there. And when we was both there, we was like, yeah, I fucks with you. I fucks with you. Yeah, let's do it. And the bond is just on fire, and everything that comes with it literally makes sense. The synchronicities show up in every type of way, in every shape and form. The divine is clearly like saying yes, 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 yes. Whereas you could be looking for signs when it's not your person. You could find yourself looking for signs. Pleading for signs. Bro, with my twin, when it comes to my twin, I can't avoid the signs. I can't avoid them. When it comes to my karmic partners, it's literally me having to make it into a different narrative than what it already really is. Or me doubting myself to put myself into a lower position of how I already see myself to myself in order for me to be with these people without saying names. So I know that for me, from experience, before I turned on the volume, I was wondering, what the fuck this nigga doing? I'm actually doing something very special right now. He said, if I turned on the volume, bro, I'm gonna put this up though so you can see it. And it's really concise. It's really not a complicated live. There's really not much else to say. After this, I might just start ranting. So I'm actually gonna wrap it up. But just to summarize one more time, for anybody who might just got in here and missed the things before, is that a twin flame is someone that you a twin flame is someone that you attract when you're vibrating in your highest. And you know you're vibrating in your highest because you don't even want to be in a relationship. You're just loving yourself. You're busy giving yourself all that love, and you like, I know people that I don't really even care. Like, yeah. And you become very desirable, and you might see a bunch of people coming after you, but you just don't care because you loving yourself. And that's when your twin come around. You probably already know who they are too. But either you or they may not be in their best right now. And if you can stay in your best, it's like you kind of do this little quantum shift, quantum leap thing to where you're kind of helping them get to their best. So Velvet, excuse me, I'm trying not to use names. But when my twin is at her best and is truly loving herself, it literally forces me to do that. I have no other option. Otherwise, I won't be able to be in her life if I'm not vibrating at my highest. I won't be able to be around anything that comes with my twin because I'm not vibrating at my highest. So it's literally a requirement. To have your twin flame is literally that you have to be able to love yourself completely alone. And that is when the universe sends them your way. A trauma bond or a karmic relationship. Hold on. When every relationship going good, don't get in a relationship. What? When everything going good. Don't get in a relationship. Oh, I got you. Yeah, man. And that's literally like, that's the twin flame route. Because if there's a person that just matches your fly at that level and degree, and it's just the divine is doing it. It's not even you doing it. It's not even them doing it. It's like, what? The divine like orchestrated that. It's like, all right, this is different. Whereas trauma bonds and karmic partners, those are things we look for. Those are things that we try to make happen and we try to make work to fulfill our voids and our weaknesses. So anything other than being love, being that self-love, and if you literally can't do it alone, you just don't got it. You just don't got the self-love. Until you can be completely alone and you can know all of your traumas and you'll know it because you'll be taking such good care of yourself. You'll be taking such good care of your health, of your mind. You'd be so careful about where you spend your time. You'd be creating. You'd be focused on your purpose. You'd be building your businesses. That's how you know. That's how you grow. You're going to be focused on that stuff. If you're not focused on that level of evolution, you're not ready for your partner. And any partnership you may be in or may be attracting, they could be a soulmate if they're helping you in your purpose, but they could also be a trauma bond if they're just something you can have in your weakness. So you want to become the best version of yourself. You want to study astrology. You want to know your ups and downs, the good things about you and the bad things about you. Because when you deal with another person, you don't want to have to make them, especially if you love them, bro. If you love yourself, bro, you don't want anybody to have to deal with the weak-ass you. If you really love yourself, you don't want anybody in this realm to have to deal with you not at your best, especially you. You don't want to deal with yourself at your worst. What are you talking about? And you can do things to mitigate it and feel good, like smoking and drinking. And yeah, so that song, if you listen to that song closely, it's actually telling you how a twin flame relationship flows. It doesn't say that that's still not my twin. It doesn't say that the passion's not there. It doesn't say that I don't love you. It says that I do love you. I'm saying, is it a curse to be a lover? I'm saying, damn, this is hard because this is what it takes. Man, it's a lot of self-love that I need. If I didn't love myself, I'd probably be heartbroken or heartless. But I do love myself. So I know what this is. And because I love myself, I also know that I need to grow, I need to evolve, and there's nothing else for me to do. If I stop loving myself, I might become heartless. That's what karmics do. That is what these voided relationships do. These false flames, these traumatic karmic relationships, that's what they do. They have you leaving, they have you feeling like a drug, like a high, like you just need more, like a fix. You know, it's very narcissistic. And you're going to want to really look at yourself, heal yourself, and grow because, like, I'm going to tell y'all, if you ain't already doing it, take some time to really become sober. Take some time to, if you're not, take some time to really sit in a room with yourself and see what are your values. Write out what's important to you. Write out how much you really know about yourself. Do you have enough confidence and understanding and honesty with yourself to write out your actual weaknesses and voids and the things that may be putting you in karmic relationships? Yeah, this is going on YouTube. This is going on YouTube. So, just know that you can be, and this is another thing, I'm going to add this in there, is, let me answer this question first. I was about to talk about tantric practices and how that works, but you said, how do you separate self-love from selfishness? Self-love is simply, like, I think self-love is really close to protecting your energy, right? Self-love has everything to do with understanding you. Okay, selfishness is just wanting things for you. Selfishness is just thinking about you only. Whereas self-love is understanding yourself so that when you deal with anybody else, you can give them the best you. That's not the reason, but that's what happens. That's what ends up happening. So selfishness Okay? That is where it doesn't matter what it is or what frequency you're on. That's just, I want things just for me. I'm not thinking about anybody else in the situation. That is a critical component of being a narcissist. Whereas self-love, it doesn't want to hurt anybody, bro. Even that person who hurt you, you still don't want to hurt them. You don't want to hurt anybody around you. It doesn't. Self-love actually makes you available to give more of yourself. When you have self-love and you understand who you are, you know yourself a little more clearer, you can work with the world a little more clearer. Instead of expecting things from people who they shouldn't be giving it to you, or expecting things that you really don't even need, or overdoing things just because you're only thinking about yourself. This person will never find love who's selfish. Self-love only requires you, correct. Selfish involves other people. Selfish involves using other people. Self-love involves using yourself. Boom. So I agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you on that, Mulador. Selfish involves other people. And just to build on it, I want to say selfish involves using and dealing with other people. Whereas self-love, you're the source of everything that's about to happen. You see what I'm saying? And that's it. It's an intent. It's definitely an intent. Perfect. You be dropping them gems. I can't help it, bro. I don't know what else to do. But what I'm really doing is I'm sharing my journey. And for people who connect to me and my journey, I hope that it helps awaken you and enlighten you to the best parts of you. That's it. Like, they really ain't nothing else to take from me being on live and doing these videos other than like finding out where in your life that you can apply this or where you have seen this. So I accept my fate, bro. And I accept that I have maybe sabotaged my twin flame relationships. However, it's very easy to get it back. There's only one way to get back. And this is for anybody. So I don't care who your twin flame is. I don't care who your person is, who it is that you know you love, but it just didn't work out. It just didn't happen. It's never too late. The only thing that it is that you need to love yourself so much. It's not that you forget about them, but love yourself so much that you can't help but attract the best person for you. You will push away everything else that's not for you. And it's going to relate to, thank you, Master Nisha, because self-love is high vibes. It's going to relate to a higher frequency every time. Why? Because when you're in a higher frequency, you're more in alignment with purpose. When you're in a low frequency, you are further away from your purpose, therefore more likely to be lost on the broad path of doing whatever the fuck. Where God just wants you to do this, and your higher self just wants you to do this, and that's called your purpose. But you want to keep smoking and drinking and running around that and doing all the other stuff, knowing that you're ignoring your purpose. And it's not about just fulfilling your purpose, being super good in your purpose. It's just you can't acknowledge it or stay on it unless you're vibrating high. The thing about your twin flame, the reason why it's usually one person is because it's you and your purpose. So that's why, you really want to start considering how your relationship started. You really want to find out what kind of relationship you have. Looked at who you were and where you were when you attracted it. Okay? When you attracted it. When you attracted the relationship you're in, what were the vibes? Were you running and hiding from a situation? Or were you already, was you in your bag, loving yourself already just loving on yourself? Yeah. And you come around this person and it feels like they took you out of that. No, they didn't take you out of it. This is the test. This is a journey. Now you got to maintain it. And guess what? If you do deal with other people, you may deal with their traumas too. You might deal with them, and you might have your stuff together, but they don't. But that don't mean hate them. And if this is truly your partner, truly your flame, you would not want to hurt them. What you would do is you do your best to stay at a high frequency, and it'll show them and it'll push them to do the same. That's the only way you can help your twin flame. Is that you literally have to raise your own frequency. You literally got to just be the best that you could possibly be for you. It's literally the only way. You can't, that's the thing, you don't find a new twin flame. If you go look for it, it's not even about showing them. They'll watch you, they'll see it, yeah, but it's kind of more of a quantum thing, to be honest with you. It's way more spiritual than that. But you can't find a twin flame, and this is why. Because if you're looking for love, you don't have it. If you're looking for a partner, if you're looking for a person to fulfill you, it's already not love. You understand? You can't seek for love when it's something that you are and it's something that you have. Only then can you give it and share it. But it kind of radiates from you like a light. And you and your best ain't for everybody. Yeah, show them in your actions, and you show it to yourself. You prove it to yourself. You're not improving your life, and I said that before. You're not improving your life and being the best version of you for them. It's just, you got to understand that is a component, a critical component that comes with being in your best self. Not just any relationship you're in is going to work if you're in your best self. So this is why I get nervous when people want to promote and talk about polygamy a little too much, because I love the idea of infinity and freedom, but at the same time, like, unless you really, 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 really in your purpose all the way in your bag, it's like, bro, that self-love, I don't know if every single person around you in that polygamous relationship is emanating that. And if they are, I guess I could see that working. I could. But if I look at it again and I see like, okay, you got this person, this person coming out, we're going to test this person out, we're going to test that person out. I don't feel like it should ever be that. I feel like the universe literally like just put that shit together if it's supposed to be, but it wouldn't even do that unless you're truly vibrating at your highest frequency. So I believe that since most people ain't really at that space, I don't think like a lot of people really ain't even with they person or who they supposed to be. I feel like a lot of people get tracked in these cars, and actually my phone is loaded with these people telling me, yo, I need to get away from this, I need to get away from that, I need to get away from this. But I bet you anything they attracted those partnerships and I attracted those relationships while vibrating low. While they were vibrating really low. Funny thing about me and my twin is that I had just ended a
Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr. You do not have a twin, and Velvet is not your twin flame. You need to get over it, sir. It's over.
Is that I had just ended a relationship, and it broke my heart. It really, really hurt. But it also showed me that I didn't even really like that person. That person didn't even really like me. And, you know, I get it. Like, I get it, bro. I really do understand. Like, it's really ourselves through. And I found myself just catering to this person, hoping that they're going to cater back to me. And that was a lesson that I had to learn. And when I let go of that relationship, first thing I did was I went crazy and started building my business. I raised all my prices. You know, I started making like really good. I actually stopped making music at the time. I was making really good beats, so I had stopped making music at the time, and I switched my focus to working out. I switched my focus to getting up at a certain time. I switched my focus to cleaning everything all the time in great detail, having energy flowing, having high vibrational conversations, teaching, organizing all the knowledge. When I was in that, bro, when I did all that, and I was going out in nature, I was out there connecting to source, like truly, not just talking about it, not just acknowledging it, but actually connecting to it, bro. Actually touching it, actually being one with it, sleeping in the sand at 4 a.m., you know, underneath a full moon, or not even a full moon, just a moon, you know, just releasing and just appreciating and being grateful for the love that I have for myself and the life that I have and the life that I live. And I literally get home that same night and my twin pops up on my phone. I'm not thinking I love her, I want to be with her. I listen to the video and it's literally saying everything I was just saying. I don't want to be with nobody. I'm not looking for nobody else. I love being with me. Like, I love me. I treat myself very well. You see what I'm saying? And I'm listening to this video of my twin saying this, and she talking about, you know, it's kind of being funny about it, but that's how I was feeling. I'm like, bro, what do I need these relationships for? Like, like, I'm good. Like, I really just needed me the whole time. And that's what she was on. And I'm listening to the video. I'm like, yeah, I only need me. Yeah, that's what I'm on. Yeah. Hold up. But then I also realized I know her. And I'm like, wait, hold on. And I'll send her a message. And everything was just, no, I put a comment in there. She sent me a message, I think. And everything just aligned in just such a divine, beautiful way. You know, and it was from me vibrating at my best, from her vibrating at her best. And we came together at our best. And when we did, it was powerful. It was like two worlds collide, just universes, two stars just exploding. And the whole world, like, it changed a lot. It was very impactful. It changed a lot. It did for a lot of people's lives. Inspired so many people. It rallied so many people to just grow and do better. And that's not about to stop because we're not together. But what's funny is that is our tether.
Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr., you really want the people to believe that you and Velvet's relationship made other people inspired to want to do better? Y'all's relationship was toxic. Y'all were on and off again. It was ridiculous to watch. So please, miss me all the way with that bullshit.
What's funny is that is our tether. It's our tether, and it makes me happy, guys. And it does make me smile to know that there's nothing that I got to do but get back to working out, get back on my sleep schedule, make sure that I continue to eat the right way, you know, make sure that I continue to put in work and teach and create. That's all I got to do is like really just be my best self. And I'm not doing it to attract that person back. I'm doing it because I remember how that felt. I remember what it was like to be there. And I'm kind of tired of waking up depressed. I'm kind of tired of waking up hurt because I won't acknowledge, right? And it's not even that I won't acknowledge, is that I may have been a little confused on what relationships are what. And it took some time to figure it out. What's up, Lisa? I'm gonna put this on my YouTube anyway. You could put it up too. It's whatever. This is a really good lesson. It's not even like drama. You might catch bits of drama in it, but I'm just explaining, you know, a twin flame versus a karmic, right? Versus soulmates. And someone came in the room and said there's more types than that, but there's nothing that trumps the twin flame. And I think that that's just the most beautiful thing, because you got to return to the source of who you are. You got to return to you completely. And twin flame relationship, even trauma bond relationships, they have so much in common because there's such a small, it's one requirement. Self-love. That's the one requirement for a twin flame relationship. That's the one requirement. Self-love and the maintenance of it and the maintaining of it. That is the only requirement. If that self-love goes away, so does a relationship. That's a twin flame. Other things like voids and trauma bonds and things like that, those are going to allow you to be in your weakness. And it's cool. That's cool. That's a cool place to stay. Nah, bro. Nah, because the moment you level up or you want to level up, you have to let them go. That's a karmic, bro. That's not even hard to tell. If it's hard to tell because this is a journey and we're growing and they're growing and then you grow and then...
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True. Many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
Grow, and you don't know, is this person, was they just karmic or are they growing? Is that my twin? Well, I want you to do this. Think about it. Go back a little bit. Think about it. How did the relationship start? What spurred it? And how involved was the universe in it? Where were you energetically, frequency-wise? It's not your person if you were hurt when you found the relationship. It's not your person if you were vibrating low or you were sad or you didn't know who you were or you were lacking identity. If you grabbed the relationship at any one of those points in times, you definitely attracted exactly what you needed. However, if you happen to be vibrating at your best. If you happen to be in love with the mirror, in love with yourself, in love with your own energy. You know, you really don't have enough time. You don't have enough time to even think about who else you would give your time to. You know, and everything around you, you appreciate it, you love it, and you take care of it the way you would take care of yourself. You take care of everything around you the way that you would take care of yourself. That's a higher degree of self-love. Your hair should be done. You should be nice and clean. Your house should be nice and clean. You should have everything that you need. You should have did your yoga already. You should be getting plenty of sunlight. You should be connecting to nature. You should be all the way in your bag. You need to get the fuck off the phone. Get out the house. If you're not doing any of those things, I highly doubt you're with your twin. Or you're even close to him. Highly doubt it. And no, it's not too late. You just might be too deep. It's a lot of work that needs to be done, but it's a quantum jump that you can take if you choose to acknowledge yourself, your weaknesses, your traumas, and be honest and truthful with yourself. You can really catalyze and evolve yourself very quickly, very fast to that person, or have that person come to you. And the truth is, we all deserve that reciprocal love. We all deserve that reciprocal energy. And you may not be ready for it. Your person may be ready for it. Or you may be ready for it and your person ain't ready for it. Either way, the only way to approach it is to continue to love yourself. And if your partner's not ready, your twin flame's not ready, it is what it is. You love them. You still would never want to hurt them or anything. Just don't even just worry about being patient. That's all the clubs. Bro, just go on Google Maps. It's loaded. This place is crazy. And I'm connected to a lot of the owners out here. And I'm going to be performing in a couple of these spots. And then I have friends who perform in a couple of these spots. So it's some dope-ass clubs out here, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. You got a little bit of everything. You know? A little bit of everything. So, but yeah, love yourself, man. Love yourself and know that there's no other way to attract that person. And I want you all to find your twin flame. I want you all to find that love in your life. I really do, bro. I really do want that for everybody. And I know what self-love feels like. And I've been there and I've been out of it. And I've been in it and I've been out of it again. And it's always the same when I'm back in it. It's the most empowering position I can possibly be in. It's the most powerful place that I be in. I love it there. And it's the most peaceful me. It's the most loving me. It helps people the most. It connects people the most. Nature talks to me the most at these times. And that's just all you got to do. That's literally all you got to do. There's no video. There's no message you got to type. There's no song you got to make. There's no this. There's no letter you got to write. There's nothing you have to do to prove yourself to your partner. There's nothing that you have to do to prove yourself to the person you're supposed to be with, other than just being yourself and vibrating really high and having faith and trust in the universe that of how it works. Not even faith, because if you know how the universe works, it's just a knowing. It's not even a belief. It's a knowing. It's like, bro, if I love myself at the highest possible capacity that I can, daily, forever, for the rest of my life, I may be able to also maintain the best possible relationship for me ever in my life. Easy math. Easy math. But because we may be traumatized and because we may be hurt, we might settle for these little momentary relationships. We might settle for these little flings. And we might have to deal with the consequences that come from trauma bonding. Might have to deal with, a number of things that come from being with somebody at a lower vibration of yourself. And I'm not saying you got together. It's all about how you got together. Because you could get together, the vibe can go up or down, and it can still be a twin flame. It's just lessons and growing in life. But then there's also the other side of it where it's like, how did it start, bro? Were you up or were you down when it started? If you were down where it started, that's its foundation. If you were up where it started, that's also its foundation. And you could have met this person at any point in time in your life. And you might even not know that this is the person that's supposed to be your partner. Like my twin, I knew my twin for years on years, and I never thought that would be my twin. We was just loving on each other, we was just loving ourselves, like doing our thing, watching each other in different relationships, watching each other go through all kind of shit, watching each other get treated like all kind of different ways. And I see why the universe did that too, so we can have that high degree of compassion for one another as well in the relationship. It can be looked at as trauma bonding, but a trauma bond would have been something that would have been developed from that space. When I found out that this was the person I wanted to be with for the rest of my life, it wasn't in that moment. It wasn't until I was in a space of complete, absolute self-love. When I was in a space of isolation, complete, absolute self-love, watching people hate me, watching new people come in to love me, watching people who say they love me turn on me. For a number of reasons, I didn't give a fuck because I'm literally doing my best, trying my best. And when you doing that, you don't care to prove yourself to anybody because you know you're doing your best. So we're your relationships. So we're your. Are you listening? If you're not listening, you wouldn't know the answer. If you're listening, you know the answer. So I'll just say it again because you just may not be listening. If you want to identify your twin flame versus a trauma bond, look at where you were when you started and when you attracted that relationship. Okay? A number of my relationships have been attracted from me being nowhere near a space of self-love. There's only one relationship that I have attracted from absolute self-love, which was directly after a heartbreak from a karmic partner. And breaking up with that karmic partner, they had to leave me. They left me in shambles and they left me in pieces. Not because I was vibrating low. I was actually consistently vibrating high. And they still left because I'm pushing them and asking them to grow and they refused to. That's how I know that wasn't my person, because their domain and their frequency was where I met them at. And it's just staying there. Whereas with my twin flame, I met them at this domain and this frequency. And time did this to us. Where it's like, nah, I got to get back to me. And whenever that happens, who you think I'm going to see? That's the thing. Where were you vibrating when you attracted it? And I don't know if if everybody has truly felt that self-love yet. My life has forced me into it early. Like, I'm 28. I'm in my Saturn return right now. I got a Venus in Taurus, which is rulership. I'm all about commitment. I'm all about relationship. And it's in the 11th house, so it's Aquarius Venus. And my twin has the same Venus. And then I also have Scorpio, 5th house, North Node, Vertex, and Pluto, which means that the greatest levels of evolution and transformation for me are in deep, intimate relationships, sex, romance, and children, partnerships. So those things evolve me in like ridiculous ways, if you guys haven't noticed. And they help me tap into some real deep stuff that are, collective truths. They're not things that just apply to me. They're things that everybody's going through to some degree. And I just want to let you know that your self-love is the only way to set yourself free. And it's the only way to attract that twin flame. It's the only way to have that person that's meant to be. Okay? So I hope that answered your question. Can we talk about healing after you lose your twin flame? Yeah, so of course. So the only thing you got to do is return to you. So if you lost the relationship, quote unquote, it didn't get lost. All you did was lose yourself. You can't lose a twin flame relationship. That's the point of a twin flame relationship. But you can, remove yourself from it by lowering your frequency or not working on yourself when it's called for and when it's asked for. So what do you do when the twin flame relationship dynamic turns into a runner-chaser type of vibe, which happens all the time? This is kind of how it goes. Somebody needs to mature still. Maybe both of y'all need to mature still. You might have met each other early or something like that to where you weren't able to maintain that self-love till the relationship did eventually fall off. That's just what it is. So to get back to that relationship, to get it back, because there's really no other relationship that you should really want other than, I feel like, that twin flame partnership. See, and if yours was murdered, right? There's two things with that. That may or may not have been your twin flame. And I don't know if you've been listening here either, but where were you vibrating at when you met them? And if that was them and they were murdered or they were killed, it shouldn't really matter anymore, because you should still be vibrating at that self-love for you anyway. And you might see spirits and indications and signs of that person, or that person might show up again in another form, in another body, in another way. I believe that that's very possible, because energy just alchemizes. The point remains that you have to be vibrating at the best and the highest frequency of yourself. That's it. A twin flame has nothing to do with another person. The story of a twin flame is that when you were created and you carnated into this realm, that there is a piece of you that was incarnated at the same exact time. You literally the same, and you literally complete each other, and you literally like got the same source, and because of that you return to the same place together. That is the story of a twin flame. Could you teach at a university? I could teach at a university, yeah. And there's a number of ways to go about that. If you wanted to take the credential route, you can go to school, you can go to college, and you can play their game, the Matrix game, paper game, get the documents to do it, and just get employed or something. That's how one way you could teach at a university. But me personally, what I would teach at a university is I'd get it in. I'd have somebody or find somebody that would want me there, or somewhere where I'd want to be, or I would just build enough reputation about something to where they invite me in. Like there's a lot of professors who have degrees and things, and they don't use them. They're actually ashamed of them in a sense, because they found out that what they've been teaching and learning all these years is false. And they become people like Bruce Lipton, and people like Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden. All these people, they are like, you would invite them to speak at a university for sure, but you wouldn't want them to work at your university because they go against your curriculum. So if I was to speak at one, it would be like some type of it'd be somebody I would know. Even TEDx is like super limited. TEDx is really like watered down and commercialized now. And I've seen what they do to people who like go on there and be unveiling the true truth. They remove their content, or they edit the content. So I'm like, well, I love TEDx, but you can only trust them, but so much. If you knew their process of getting on their shows. But anyhow, so this is very interesting. Does anybody have any other questions about twin flames, karmics, partners, trauma bonds, or anything like that before I move forward? I like to answer questions publicly because it helps a lot of other people as well. You have how many failed legal marriage, basic relationship, and baby mamas does it take to be a guru? Riddle me this. Whatever life has to put you through until you finally start to love yourself. And when you start to love yourself, anybody can be a guru. Actually, everybody is only a guru when they're loving themselves. You could know a lot of shit and talk a lot of shit. It doesn't necessarily make you a guru. It just makes you an educator or a teacher. To be a guru means that you're living in that life. You're walking that talk. So what that would mean is that if you're a self-love coach, or you're a guru of love, or a guru of self-mastery, that means you're literally doing that. You're literally taking those steps. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm a god in that. Yeah, failed legal marriages, basic relationship, baby mama, that means you need to go be by yourself. And I don't know why you don't get that yet. You need to spend some time with you. And you're getting all these lessons, all these things that are like constricting your reality more and more and more until you finally appreciate you. Universe will literally take everything away from you until you're left with nothing else. And most people still don't want to look at themselves. They'd rather drink and smoke that time away. So it's like, even in those times, especially, is when you're supposed to reflect. Like, you're supposed to go through those pains. You're supposed to go through those traumas. You're supposed to go through those hurts. And you're supposed to think it through, connect to yourself, and figure out why, figure out what it is in you, and try to do the best you can to remove everybody else from the situation or the problem. Try to remove everybody else. Hey, what's up, Mello? I'm gonna need some shoes, man. Yo, I got some canvases for you to work on. I got some ideas. I want a Sakuna shoe, man. I want me a Sakuna shoe. Yeah. Oh, you lit. Hey, shout out to Mello Customs in there. He go crazy with the designs, man. So yeah. You gotta try being a god at just loving yourself and just being with yourself. Try to not seek to love as much. To where you're having more baby daddies, maybe baby mamas. I got you for sure. Hell yeah, bro. I got to tap in with you. You're definitely worth every penny. So just whatever your actual prices are, let me know, bro. Like, Yeah, let me know. I don't buy a lot of shoes or even have a lot of shoes, so the ones that I do get, I want them to be special. Y'all want any special designs, or y'all want any gifts or anything for your friends or anybody like that, or even yourself? Mellow Customs. Just hit them up. So yeah, and man, I don't know, bro. It's just like, be with yourself. Self-love is just so different for everybody because we be in different places. I know what my self-love looks like. What my self-love looks like is getting up on time, going to sleep on time, playing positive affirmations and media around me consistently, whether I'm making music or not making music. That part really doesn't matter. But what I am always doing is I'm always trying to gather everything that I have to offer to the world and put it together in a way that people can benefit from me and people can benefit from what I have to offer. So I think that my relationships are always going to be developed the best when I'm doing financially well, because I have a Taurus Venus. So that means I'll be giving mad money and gifts to people. Keep doing your thing. But yeah, hey, gratitude, bro. It's a journey. I know I look crazy plenty of times, but man, that man, Forrest isn't dead. Justin, man, he changed my life. And bro, meeting you at that time was very important because I had just got out of the Eardrummer studio at that time. And when he taught me how to make beats and I was kicking it with you and we was just talking here and there time to time, bro, it's like that moment really shifted and elevated my entire life to where I am today. So I was around you, bro, at a very pivotal time, whether you know it or not. So you always want to have that like memory and that space in that area of my evolution and transformation. And that's like a hall of records. So I guess you was in the right time, right place, bro. And I can't wait to see what the future has in store for all of us. But that was something I was doing deep in my purpose, you see? So a person can come around from that space and it's the same energy. I ain't looking for him, he ain't looking for me. It's just love, bro. It's just love. And then we know where we met. And if we meet up again, we talk again, it got to be on that frequency. And for that, it was like, yo, that was a crazy time in my life. I wouldn't be making music today if it wasn't for that time. So shout out to Justin Kleindus. Forrest isn't dead. Shout out to him as well. Yeah. So that kind of goes into relationships as well. You never look crazy. We all human. I remember that day like yesterday, bro. You see what I'm saying, bro? You see what I'm saying? That was a time. And I think that the time will come to where I could bring you out to do certain things and we can do great things. And I will be able to bring Justin out. We can do great things and we could all work together and level everything up. Like, bro, all the work we've been doing to this point is not in vain, bro. It's not in vain. And I know that everything's kind of waiting on me to get my shit together. So if I have my shit together, like more, faster, sooner, at a higher degree, bro, it's a process. You know, we going through it and it just continuously gets better. I know y'all gonna be around and I know I'll be able to benefit those people that are important to me like that, to where I could be like, hold on, yeah, you're mellow. Hey, everybody, stop what you're doing. That's my friend. You're getting on a private jet. Do you want to or not? All right, cool. You know, like whatever it is, like I want to be able to do that. I'm not even able to do that because there's still things that, you know, have to develop over here. And as I continue to love myself, they'll develop how they're supposed to. How they're supposed to. I'm not going to go chase the money because I want those things to happen. I'm not going to go chasing fame and this and that because those are good ideas or those are visions that I have of myself. I'm literally going to let them happen as a result of loving myself and giving the best to me, period. And every relationship that come with that, every job that come with that, every bag that come with that. And if I got to do anything outside of that for that bag, for that relationship, or I know I'm eventually going to have to let it go anyway. Yeah, bro. I love it, bro. And my music's turning up, too. I'm getting actually pretty good. I'm over here playing around and actually getting really good. So I'm making myself nervous, bro. Like, I got a Saturn in the 10th house, so I'm literally afraid of being famous. Like, I'm afraid of success. Like, I'm like, bro, it's not even that I'm afraid of it. It's like, it's right there. It's always in my face. And it's just like, I know that when I tap into that and I start going on that, it's not going to, oh no, I'm not ignoring you, bro. It's going to be really hard to slow down. Let me see. Can you teach about the specific notes and the energies they carry? Yes, I can. So like A, B, C, D, E, F. Then you have the minors, and the sharps. And then you have the scales that go in minor and major. Chromatic, Lydian, Ionian. There's just so many different types of scales that is basically specific combination of notes that they use. They don't use every note in certain scales. And then when you have certain notes, they actually can do different things when played with different notes. If you play one note by itself, you'll notice that they do normally hold a vibe. And if you ever, like, for example, I believe, what is it? I think it's E minor. No, D. Yeah, E minor or D minor. D sharp minor. One of those. One of them, they're all different. I got a chart. I use a chart actually before I make a beat if I want a specific vibe. It'll tell you, oh, this is like a triumph over victory. This is like heavenly sounds. Triumph over victory, like getting through this, getting through that. And you'll hear a lot of your rap songs talking about that. Well, Saturn's ninth house, nice. You hear a lot of rap songs talking about that, where they all like, and came out the bottom, down below. Remember them cold nights? I was sleeping on the floor. Now I'm sleeping on the floor, G.I. feet, now they're down below. Got so much money on me, can't count no more. That's like, it's like a sad song, but it's like triumph over victory though. So I believe that song might be like an E or D for those reasons. And then there's other songs where it's like, hey, how you doing? Those are like C major. And then you got a lot of Drakes where it's like, I can't believe she took my heart and she left me. I ain't been messy. I had to even change my key for that, my note for that, because that would be like a lower vibe. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be like F or something. I don't know. Or B. B's I think have a little bit of sadness to them. But there's charts you could pull up. I don't necessarily use music theory, but I acknowledge it. So I use it as notes. And you can Google scales and feelings. You Google the emotions of notes and what these notes invoke and what emotions they evoke, what colors correlate to them, all those different things. So you said a lot about Saturn in the ninth house. So Saturn in the ninth house, these are people, and I like y'all a lot. I know a couple Saturn ninth house people. So Saturn in the ninth house isn't bad necessarily. I kind of like it. It just makes you get a little blocked off from having a culture or having a set way of life. So you may not necessarily have an identity crisis, but you might have a spiritual identity crisis. You might try to be finding out, where do you fit in spiritually? And so you could dabble in a lot of different things, but you might find yourself arguing with religions. You might find yourself arguing with religious teachers. You might find yourself arguing with teachers in general, or not able to find teachers. You might not even be teachable. You know what I'm saying? But you're actually here to explore and travel and experience more life. And through your experiences, do you start to cultivate your own spiritual understanding and your own belief system, and whatever religion would be to you, you can choose it. But you probably won't have that until you like 30, 33. Around that time, you'll probably be like, all right, I know where my faith resides. I know my moral system. I know what I believe in now. I know my standards. I know how I want to live. And you can easily be incorporating all kind of different cultures and things from around the world of how you live to create your own way of life. And you'll be known for this in this world. But Saturn in the ninth house is definitely going to make you into a great teacher from experience. Your daughter chart. Mercury and Sun in the fifth house. Sun in the fifth house is rulership in Leo. And Mercury there is not the best place for Mercury, because Mercury doesn't necessarily want to move that fast. In air signs, it can move through thoughts quickly, which is cool. But when it's in fire signs, it combusts. It jumps to conclusions really quick. So it's really hard to have a fire Mercury and be able to listen and be able to communicate and be able to learn, because in a Leo, these people, it's not that they think they know everything, it's that they literally identify with what they know. So it's like always an argument with them sometimes if you try to tell them anything, or they might be just so hard-headed to learning anything or growing at all, and they might be stuck in their own way of life because they literally identify with their thoughts. They are their thoughts. They are their Mercury. And it's the same thing as their soul. And it literally will give them more life and more vitality to build intelligence and to have healthy connections and communication in this lifetime. So it's very critical for her well-being and her vitality that, not that she just be open to things because it is who she is. If she's a Leo Mercury person or fifth house Mercury person, it is what it is. It's not to try to be somebody else, but the way that you would use it is to know what you know and have it be based in truth rather than being arrogant. If you can be able to be corrected, and if you can put your pride in the truth and put your pride in you know, the facts, rather than just putting your pride in what you know, put pride in learning, put your pride in growing, put your pride in your ability to evolve and to grow and to receive new information, then you will unlock the Mercury Leo, and it'll have you sharing that information, and it'll have you giving other people will have you be giving you that information, and you might have a council of people to think for you, you know, and then vice versa. You might be a part of that council to tell kings or leaders of how to think and what's important, which is what's not important. So these people are really good in government positions as well. Mercury in the 5th house. Yeah, your daughter chart, Mercury and Sun in the 5th house. That's a very cool energy. I like that energy. Anybody else, you know, you ever want to get a reading from me, just let me know. I know my stuff, bro. Like, I know it deeply. I use every form of astrology. I use galactic signatures. I use 13th moon astrology. I use the I Ching. You see what I'm saying? I use everything. I even use tarot in astrology readings. Like, it's whatever. And it's not even just whatever. I let the universe tell me what it needs to be. And they just be the best readings ever. What's up, Q? What's up, Q? So, yeah, I'm actually going to probably put this one on YouTube. I am going to put this one on YouTube. I always start these videos by saying, this is going to be quick. 3 hours later. This is going to be quick, but this was a really good video. And I feel like this was probably one of the healthiest videos I've made in a very, very long time. You know, it's acknowledging simple truths. It's acknowledging what it is. And when you acknowledge it, bro, it's like you can let go of all that other stress in your life. You want a cheat code to releasing stress in your life? You want a cheat code to relieving yourself? No problem. No problem. You want a cheat code to relieving stress in your life and releasing anxiety or anything negative or past traumas, all this, anything that's going on? I know this might not seem like something you may want to do, but trust me, if you do it, bro, you're going to take all your power back and you're going to feel great. This is all you got to do. Figure out how everything that you may not like in your life or anything that's causing anxiety, if you don't even know what it is and it's just a feeling, start writing it down until you can.
Well, y'all, would you look at God? He paused the live and stopped Solar from trying to teach people something that he does not know anything about. See what I'm saying? Look at God. Won't he do it, y'all? Won't he do it? He did it. And shortly after this, the live actually ended, guys. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video as well as my commentary. Please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share this video. I want to give a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the channel. To my OGs, my day ones, my ride or dies. Y'all already know what it is. Big up yourself. We in the building with it.